Well, I basically believe in freedom of consumer choice, freedom of contract. If I own something and you want to buy it, I should be free to sell it to you, and I would be very resentful if people came along and said, no, you may own those goods, but you're not allowed to sell them.
We came to European Parliament because we wanted to share with the Parliament the results of our online petition. 750,000 users across Europe have signed this petition. And as you may know, what we asked users to support in this petition was their access to online trade.
I purchased legitimately 300 ties from an authorised trade supplier. The brand owner found out about it and wanted to prevent me from selling it to my customers. And I received solicitors' letters and with threats to ultimately bankrupt me.
C'est important déjà parce que on perd beaucoup de marques. Il y a beaucoup de marques qui refusent de nous laisser vendre leurs produits ou nous limitent parce que par exemple ils nous obligent à avoir vraiment les tarifs comme dans les magasins.
There's this undertone of toe the line, otherwise we'll limit supply, we'll cut your economies of scale discounts, and we'll ultimately pull your supply.
Well, EU policymakers are in the process of reviewing the selective distribution laws, which have to be revised by next year. What we're hoping is to actually influence lawmaking. We think that the current framework needs to be revised, needs to be updated, and we're hoping that policymakers today that heard eBay's messages will take it into account as they're drafting the new laws.
I'm supporting this campaign basically because I believe in better access and fairer access to goods. I think people should pay reasonable prices and that there shouldn't be the kind of price fixing which often seems to go on, particularly with luxury goods. For me it's all about fairness and people being able to buy things as cheaply as possible.
The retail world has changed over the last few years, and whereas traditionally many people would buy offline in the high street, today people are wanting goods which aren't even necessarily available in the high street or local to them, that maybe have to travel a great distance to actually purchase. And the law hasn't really kept up with the fact that online actually exists and is growing and is very strong.
Goods are cheaper on the internet, there's a lot of research to show that, but what some of the leading brands are trying to do is to keep their brands artificially high, which of course means that many people can't afford them, can't get to the shop and just can't buy them. So by allowing these goods to be sold online at sensible prices means it's fairer for everyone.
The ability to brands to be able to withhold their product through various tactics ultimately will not benefit the consumers across the European Union.
Donc si les marques nous interdisent de vendre leurs produits, c'est aussi une perte pour eux parce que tout le monde n'a pas accès justement à leur marque dans le lieu où ils le cherchent ou à des tarifs abordables pour tout le monde.
The main message is to listen to what consumers across the European Union want.
Pouvoir faire peut-être pas nous donner un droit illimité sur les tarifs de vente, mais au moins nous laisser la possibilité de gérer nous-mêmes nos bénéfices et justement ce que l'on veut tirer du travail effectué, tout en permettant à tous les consommateurs de pouvoir acheter à des prix justement corrects.
Well, things change, don't they? And society changes, and clearly the internet is going to be a major channel of distribution of retail sales. And I think it comes down to consumer choice. If a consumer wants to go to the high street and wants to go to a bricks and mortar retailer and look at the goods and buy them, that's fine. But equally, if the consumer wishes to go onto the internet and buy goods on the internet, he should be free to do so. And if that freedom applies to the purchaser, it must also, of course, apply to the seller.
Consumers will learn eBay is often lobbying around several issues, and mostly issues concerning their well-being, campaigns around consumer choice, purchasing power. And eBay is regularly in Brussels and Strasbourg trying to fight for those causes. So consumers shouldn't hesitate to come to the eBay website and sign up and get involved.